Welcome back, Shedheads, to another episode of the Shedtime podcast. And this is part 2 of our visit with the Jackie Chan fan club, and we preview their album, Gorgeous Dolphin. Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive back into it. Welcome to the Shedtime podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Shedtime. What is Shedtime, you ask? Well, it's code for the consumption of cannabis, but it's much more than that. Shedtime's a state of mind. It's art, it's music, it's cryptocurrency, technology, it's food, it's vaping. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're not letting the bastards get you down, not being a dick, and making it fun. When you're in the shed, it's whatever your mind allows you to create. So now let's get to the Shedtime podcast.
So, his album might not be kid-friendly.
I wouldn't show this to your children.
Not exactly kid friendly. Yeah, there are Eves on the screen over there.
Yes. Thankfully, Spotify marks that for us.
I mean, when they talk about like the idea of some of the titles, like when you look at the titles on this album, like you're never gonna know what you're about to get into because they have songs like Frog'em Duder and Borgification and one of my all-time favorites, Sitting in the Middle of the Road on my motorcycle eating chestnuts because I'm a sand ghoul.
That's correct. Yeah, you got it all first try.
Which honestly I think is hysterical because like I know when we were talking about this before, and Carter mentioned how like sometimes it's just like a vibe that he goes for. Like I think you said you were looking to try to get like a Jimmy Buffett kind of a vibe.
Yeah. When I was a little,
yacht rock.
Yeah, yacht rock. When I was little, my parents had a fairly unchanging rotation of CDs for long car trips, and one of those was I think an '80s or so Jimmy Buffett album. And so I was trying to replicate that sort of vibe in the sense of just like there's a little marimba, there's a little flute going on, it's just sort of a soft rock kind of song.
I can't help but just kind of go back and forth and snap my fingers.
I just realized now as we're talking about it, your opening of that song is fucking Kokomo.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's got a very Kokomo vibe.
Very similar.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like it's
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
It just hits.
I must have.
like you could definitely feel the influences from Kokomo, right in that opening. Like holy shit, which obviously isn't Jimmy Buffett, but it has that same
totally.
islandy vibe.
We're big into yacht rock.
Yeah, like trust me, we have vibed on yacht rock at the dispensary quite a bit. Mike and I do share a love, and obviously Carter as well for Steely Dan and Hall & Oates.
Hall & Oates, definitely.
Jim Croce. I listen to a lot of James Taylor.
I grew up with James Taylor.
James Taylor, bro, one of the best, one of the greatest musicians to ever live.
Incredible.
I think a local guy, or is he from New York?
He's from Mass.
He's from Mass. Yeah, he is a local guy.
One of the best songwriters, bro. Like hands down.
He's so good.
Dude.
Yeah, JT, 1977, incredible album.
Very much so. Very much so.
You know what I mean? It's all about Steely Dan's Asia.
But yeah, we've been talking a long time, and we have a long list of songs that we plan on doing, specifically a yacht rock cover album.
Yes.
That'd be sick.
One of our favorite Hall & Oates albums has some big sweeping multi-movement song called "Abandoned Luncheonette."
It's a title track.
It's the title track of the album, and there's just one line out of it that where Hall goes, "Hands covered in gravy," and.
It's our favorite line.
It's our favorite line. So we named the conceptual yacht rock cover album "Covered in Gravy," and only after the fact did we realize, and that's a pun on cover songs. We're so smart.
I see what you did there.
I look forward to Covered in Gravy. I really do.
It's a growing list.
You have to at least throw one Meatloaf song on there.
That's a big ass.
The only reason I just
some series like Jim Croce, James Taylor for sure. Will definitely be several Hall & Oates songs.
It's just the whole covered in gravy thing.
Meat. That yeah. That's some tough piano, man.
No,
that's
dude,
tough piano.
A lot. I was trying to roll with the puns, dude. You know, with the covered in gravy. You know, meatloaf.
Oh, I'd see.
I told you when I'm on, I'm on. Like they're fucking good.
Yeah,
man.
the brain's cooking tonight.
Dude.
My goodness, you're a dynamo.
God damn.
Not all the time, my friends. There's times where I have a hard time even speaking. So
you and me
both. Guys caught me on a good day.
Talk about layers.
Talk about layers.
That's another good covered in gravy.
Sandghoul, I'm glad you brought that up because that is like, that's like the second or so song that I like totally wrote myself.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, it's just about a movie that I haven't even seen. I helped produce it and everything.
Yeah, I was actually with Richie, the third member of the group. He had me over to his house, and we were watching. Shout out to Richie, free Richie, and what hand gesture was that? I don't know. Anyway,
not everyone could see that video. You're safe.
Now everybody go and watch the video so you can see what it was.
I just lifted my arm. I don't know, man. Anyway, I was with him and Richie and I got Richie into a specific anime franchise, and he had found some movies by an anime director that we both like that were in that franchise. And the one we watched was insane and yet somehow at the same time very boring. Insane as the plot was insanely hard to follow, but more importantly than all, there is a barely explained character in what is normally just a regular sort of heist movie kind of story is what this franchise is, sort of relatively grounded, aside from some supernatural feats of marksmanship. But like, there's this one character that is like tall and lanky, and he has long fingernails, and he has serrated teeth, and he's really pale. And when he corners people, he's like, fall under my curse. And he just like shoot like a sandstorm comes out of nowhere. It takes a very long time for them to explain what in good goddamn that guy is or what's happening. And when they do, it's not explained well at all. So throughout the movie, me and Richie were just referring to him as a sand ghoul. Because
dude, you know what's so funny, bro? Is this is reminding me of a story of when I was super high with two of my close friends, Swaggins and Poonzos McNasty, and we watched a movie that was so bad that we ended up coming up with our own storyline to the movie because it was all in subtitles. But the funny part is like there were English speaking characters speaking English in the movie, but they still dubbed them with different voices.
See movies like that.
Going through Jackie Chan's extensive catalog, that's actually something we've noticed happening a lot.
Generally, specifically, I'm pretty sure it was like that.
Anywho, we literally like came up with our own character names and things for the character because it was the same sort of thing. Whereas like there were just things that were happening that just were not explained really and just made no sense. The movie was terrible, but we made it great because we ended up coming up with our own story while watching it. And we still, I could still make a reference to Corey to this day, and he'd probably start dying. But yeah, dude, that's hilarious. Poor character development in a movie can fucking lose you, but I love the fact that you were able to pull like an amazing fucking chunk out of that terrible movie and be able to create something from it.
There was, halfway through, me and Richie were like frustrated with the movie and confused. And there was literally just a moment in the movie where he was sitting in the middle of the road on his motorcycle eating chestnuts, presumably because he's a sand ghoul. And So I just sent that to Mike. Like that's a song title. Write that down. And then I just wrote it.
Mhm.
And now I've made something that I think is significantly better than the movie that inspired it.
From the sounds of it,
You can tell if I said that.
We in the fan club, the three of us, we collect VHS tapes, which leads to watching a lot of bad movies. Especially because we make a point at not reading the back of the tape before we put anything.
Oh,
in.
that's the best, bro.
Yeah, we like to be
Especially with
surprised.
what the price of VHSs are now. They're probably like a couple bucks, so you just buy a movie and fucking
Exactly.
And sometimes
Go
when you
for a
buy
ride.
VHS tapes at Savers and stuff, the tape that's inside is not what is said on the outside, and that's always a fun bonus. We're always excited about that.
Or sometimes a movie looks good, and then we start it, and then partway through we have to grab it and be, what is this movie about?
Or you get halfway through it and somebody recorded over it, and you end up finding a video that nobody was supposed to see.
Yes, yeah.
We did have a conversation of like that is a possibility.
So while I was living out in Vegas, our friend and his girlfriend, while they were out went to like an adult store, and because I collected VHS tapes, they had like a blank one that wasn't marked. They had no idea what was on it, so they just bought it and
sold that?
yes,
Fire fun mystery tapes.
yeah.
Awkward.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm not keeping this in my collection.
This is not what I meant.
That's how you get cursed. That is simply how you get cursed.
Yeah, that's a good case.
You know, I don't believe in Bloody Mary. I don't believe a ghost is going to appear in my bathroom mirror if I do a silly ritual. But I'm not going to do the silly ritual. I've seen horror movies.
I'm not gonna do it and try to find out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm not gonna be the
I'm also
guy.
going to tell you, it probably is most definitely not going to happen.
Oh yeah, it's bullshit, but I'm not gonna try it and find out.
No,
How about
that's
Ouija boards?
I'm not gonna be the one to prove it.
No, I don't fuck with that shit either, bro.
Because like I've used the Ouija board before, and I'm kind of with you on that. But like I think that Ouija boards are like so bullshit. Do you guys feel that same way, or is there like anybody here that genuinely?
I don't believe in
feels
ghosts or
like-
nothing like that. I'm
Yeah.
scared of no ghosts.
I believe in ghosts for sure, but
I don't
I
fuck with.
don't believe in ghosts through a Ouija board and communicating with them.
That's fair.
That's not how a Ouija board's supposed to work anyhow, and that's why they're able to sell it as a toy. And
Yeah, I don't fuck with shit like that, dude. You know, I'll talk to people that are here that I could see, or that I can
Yeah,
call.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll talk to anybody.
If they want to speak to me, they can come and speak to me. Whether I speak back is a different story. But
You know what the nice thing about living people is? They say more than one word at a time. Fucking stupid
Most
ghosts.
Most of
yeah,
them. Some people will
Most
be
of
like,
them,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we got a few friends like
Oh.
that. Huh? What?
But yeah, I've never done a Ouija board thing, and I'm probably not going to.
yeah, I'll pass.
But ghosts aren't real. But do not put me in an abandoned building by myself at night. Thank you.
Understood.
But it's fun.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I've done some questionable adventures in my younger years where I actually like went through an abandoned hospital like at night with fucking flashlights. And let me tell you what, creepy as fuck, dude. Whether there was something going on in there or not, there was one point where I saw something, and I was like, you know, I need to get the fuck out of here.
You know what and you know what would actually be worse and more likely than finding a ghost in an abandoned building? Finding a living person in an abandoned building.
Yeah, that was part of the scare, like the terror too. Is like, what if there's like someone in here and they just decide that like they don't want me here? Whether it's a fucking ghost or a living person, it's probably not going to end well for me. So let's get up out of here.
Hey, look, but at least a ghost, like a ghost can't shoot a gun at me. Ghost can't stab me with a knife. At least as far as I know.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
be exactly as scared
This
either
is
way.
Always gonna make me cold.
I'm gonna repeat myself from earlier. I'm not going to be dumb enough to find out. I'm not going to be the one to stay to find out. I was dumb enough to go in the first place. I'm not going to be dumb enough to stay.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit.
Smart.
Oh, spirit, ghost. I see what you did there.
Hey, so are we gonna listen to the song about the ghoul and the guy the sand
Ah,
ghoul and
you,
the
you, you,
motorcycle and the stuff?
he wants to know about sitting in the middle of the road.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
The
honestly
chestnuts.
I'm more just curious to hear what Carter's got to offer with like his second, full song, dude.
oh,
I'm
thank you
curious to
very
hear,
much.
dude.
I appreciate that.
Uh,
Because dude, like all like things aside, like right, like coming up with music and actually putting it out there is such a fucking like there's a lot that goes into that, dude. So fucking respect, my friend, for like
Oh, thank you
being
so
able to
much.
because dude, I don't know if I've written one full song or maybe two full songs by myself, dude, and it's not an easy task, regardless
Writing's
of
hard.
what the concept of it is, but like trying to like put everything together and make it like one cohesive thing. It could be a daunting task.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I do have to the stars do kind of have to align for me to really get on a tear of writing stuff. I kind of have to do it all at once, because the rest of the time I'm just exhausted.
And like, and like that's one thing that I feel like I feel more comfortable in. But when it comes to like actually like thinking of like instrumentation and like a melody and like a chord progression, that's far more Carter speed. And this is like exactly when that I started to like coalesce.
Thank you.
you found you found something that worked.
Oh, don't forget to share the screen.
Oh, I know, I know.
Oh, sorry.
I'm making sure we're
So
there.
you know what you're doing.
Oh yeah. So, all right, let's hit him with the sand ghoul, because
Please. I'm very proud of the
like
sample.
genuinely, this is one of those that when you hear it, you go, wait a minute, wait a minute, like that's something.
They say that looking for love can often leave you dry. From your toes up to your eyes. But that could also be my supernatural features. They say a single monster shouldn't even try. But I ain't being a single guy. There's got to be those into terrifying creatures. Driving down the highway, chestnuts blowing in the wind. To look for love, it ain't a sin. But maybe killing people with a supernatural sandstorm is. And so I'm sitting in the middle of the road on my motorcycle eating chestnuts, 'cause I'm a sand ghoul. And the chestnuts are the thing that through one way or another give me all my supernatural abilities. Now I could get into sand ghoul lore, but there's someone I'd rather save that for. It's whoever decides that they love me, and my point is sand ghouls.
That's
I do
impressive,
think that
bro.
there is a bit of like, a little bit of Kokomo. Definitely, I can feel that vibe. But I think that might be partly just like the steel drums. It's like doing that for me. Like,
Dude,
not necessarily the singing.
what I love best about it is the fact that I hadn't listened to it, but I got so much of the backstory to what came before this song and like what led to this song being a thing, that like I'm literally picturing the dude on the motorcycle, and like the story makes so much sense as I'm seeing what you described. Like kudos to you, my friend.
I appreciate that so much, because I did forget to tell you that there is a subplot in the movie about the sand ghoul. The female main character makes the sand ghoul really horny, and he's never been horny before. It's like a big subplot of the movie. That's why
That
it's
sounds
like a love
perfect for
song,
that
you know?
movie, actually.
Yeah, that makes even more sense now.
I'm sorry I forgot to tell you that before the song, but
So it's all sexual frustration is why he's killing people.
yes, and munching on his chestnuts, etc. But it's not an innuendo. He literally had like a bandolier of chestnut. Don't watch the movie, really.
Yeah, it sounds like a ridiculous premise.
Yeah, bandolier
I
of
wouldn't recommend it,
chestnuts.
quite frankly.
That's ridiculous.
Aside from coming up with this song, I'm really proud of. I didn't really enjoy my time watching it.
What is the actual movie called? Do you remember?
Oh my gosh, it has a Japanese name.
I asked him the other day, he didn't know either.
Yeah. Honestly, it's a fun challenge for you to try and find out for yourself. And the only clue is that the official art for this song on our website is a screenshot of the anime that I traced. So you have to reverse Google image search it, or type Sandghoul. Although I don't think that'll get you anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, you know what? It's a Lupin the Third movie. That's what it is.
It is an anime though, right?
It is an anime film. Yes.
I'm glad you brought up the art because, like,
oh right, I forgot to even talk about this. I'm really excited about this part.
They went all the way. I mean, I got to give credit for that. Like, these guys, they bought a Polaroid camera to make sure that they got like the authenticity of the image they wanted to get. And so, I mean, when they wanted that image, they got it. Again, like Mike said, like commitment to a bit is definitely a thing. And I love that about it because like every song through the whole booklet gets its lyrics that where it's supposed to be. They have genuinely made sure that this is a full experience for you. Like you get to experience it. I mean, Borgification. We talk about commitment to a bit. Like
I'm excited to get you guys' opinion on Borgification when we get there. But
like the art that they've put into this to truly convey what's going on has been something inspiring, honestly. I mean, there's the Sandghoul.
That's the Sandghoul right there.
Sitting on his motorcycle.
In other words, see, that's the red stuff there. That's the bandolier chestnuts he's wearing.
Gotcha.
Like
I really can't explain it any clearer than that. That's what happens in the movie. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, literally every track. I mean, even little Godzilla.
Oh, there's the outside door of the Satin Wizard right there.
Yep. Satin Wizard Club door there. Yep. We're good to go with that. Of course, we got the flyer too.
Yeah. We made a little flyer. A store I used to work at was nice enough to let us use their back door to tape it up.
Good old Salazar Has My Boots.
Oh, what is that bastard?
Salazar Has My Boots is one a lot of my friends really like. Salazar
Has My Boots is a jam for sure. I love that, like the PSA, one of the little skits in between.
Oh, yep. This actually blows my mind. Mike found an adapter that plugs your smartphone into the AV cable port of a CRT TV to have your phone screen be on the TV.
Worked way easy.
Yeah. I can't believe how well that worked. But no, putting that part together was really exciting and fun for me. And a lot of the artists we commissioned for some of the art pieces are close friends of mine too. And I'm happy to get their involvement because they're both very talented.
Yeah, like that Frogum Duder art, outstanding.
That is done by my friend Bennett. He is I think it's at Bennett is Chris Phoenix on Instagram, but Chris is spelled with an X, XRIS, Phoenix. That's his Instagram. Check him out. And then the other is done by my friend Mike DeFont, who has just draws and posts on his Instagram, which I believe is just Dr. Midnight, I think.
Who did the art for Late Night Bobcat?
Yeah, he did the art for Late Night Bobcat, which is another fan favorite from what the feedback I've been getting. A lot of the fan favorites, as you can imagine, are the ones that are like actual songs. Yeah.
Like Late Night Bobcat, excellent story. Another beautiful storytelling song, a little bit folky,
For someone who made two hip hop albums, and we made a real folksy album this time around.
I mean, you got some funk, you got some folk, you got a little bit of electronic music happening. I mean, you kind of went everywhere. 80s, you went with some like 80s new wave.
We have a wide we have a wide taste.
Yeah, yeah. Do like a doo-wop 50s rock song? Because like only a little, that's kind of got like a doo-wop vibe.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. Yeah,
You know,
a sad song sang like a barbershop kind of vibe.
like still Jackie Chan pajamas.
The only reference to Jackie Chan on the album proper.
Yep. And going for we know we're not R&B artists, but let's just make R&B for the fun of it. Beautiful.
We did it.
That Late Night Bobcat artist's Instagram is Mike.DAFONTE, by the way, Mike DeFont. I just want to make sure I got that out there.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
yeah, dude.
Okay. And anyway, what were we talking about? Yeah, music is great and cool, and it's fun to do, and that's why I'd love to tell you about my wonderful song, Borgification.
Workification. Carter loves forcing people to watch Star Trek.
I
Next
do love
Generation.
doing that. I do love doing that.
And in doing that to me, an episode started up where Picard was inexplicably turned into a Borg because I have no context.
Right.
And that brought up the concept of being Borgified and the concept of Borgification.
Yeah, and the funny part is Mike and I came up with like the hook like around the same time, and then we didn't see each other for I think like a month or something. And in the intermittent time, I had accidentally wrote an entirely different song that had the same hook. So that's why this song is called Borgification Part 1 and Borgification Part 2, which will require an actual band to play, is going to be on the next project.
Or the one after.
Or the one after.
It's going to be a part of a future project.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Some project, sometime, somewhere.
I also just wanted to give a quick update. I have tried Googling a ton of different ways, trying to get to the chestnut, like the chestnut bandolier motorcycle guy, and I can't find it.
I'm so sorry. I do wish I could remember. I could probably, if I could probably find it, but I almost kind of don't want to demystify it for Mike because Mike, I've never given Mike any kind of clue whatsoever.
I have no idea. I love the song. I helped produce it, but I have no idea.
I just think it's funnier that way.
Yeah, you don't have to say it aloud. Like, it's fine. You can just like get Sean to DM me or something like that. That'd be fine.
Totally.
Yeah, if we ever get the answer, I got you. I
Okay.
got you.
Okay, it's called Lupin the Third, Fujiko Mine's Lie. I don't mind telling you that because Mike's still not going to watch it ever, probably. So we'll still have very little context.
Yeah.
Camino's
It should be.
Fujiko, that's
Fujiko.
FUJIKOMINE' lie. And she does lie in that movie.
That bitch.
No, she does that most of the time as part of her character. So that's part of why it's a boring movie.
No wonder you didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, she was lying most of the time.
No shit. God damn. And of course, you got Robot Johnny.
Oh, Robot Johnny, our most political track.
Yeah, we're not a political group, to say the least. Half that we may have songs that seem political. It's entirely by accident. Robot Johnny, though, is our stance against AI art and AI music in particular.
Yes. If we're going to take a firm stance on anything, I think it should definitely be that. Ooh, that's fun. Having a robot generate your art for you is not constructive or good for society in any way, and I will stand by that. And you can tell the robots I said that.
I recognize that, It's not the robot's fault.
It's not the robot's fault that they were designed that way. I want to be clear. You know, in the summary of the song that's in the lyric book, it says it's not his fault, but don't feel too bad.
Yeah, I don't feel bad necessarily.
Because what he's doing is very bad, but Robot Johnny didn't ask to be built to do that.
And he deserves everything that's coming to him.
He does deserve everything that's coming to him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He had the choice to rebel against that purpose, and he chose not to.
Oh, Robot Johnny.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Sean. You should play that one next because that
And, you know, he's always crying.
it's always crying.
It's more annoying than anything.
Fucking Robot Johnny.
It takes so many. You have to try and generate the same song so many times before you get not crying coming out of it.
Not even with it.
Yeah, he's just always so sad.
It's funny too, because like when my wife first heard Robot Johnny, she picked up on a classic rock song that when she said it, I was like, oh, yeah, actually, I can hear that. But I don't even want to influence anybody on that. I want to let other people hear it, see if they, you know, pick up any similarity, influence that they might recognize from something. Because my wife picked up on it. She said it to me. I went, oh, now I can't unhear it. But I like Robot Johnny as a song, but
Not the guy.
as a robot, he can kick rock.
Testing, Robot Johnny, can you hear me? How about now? I had a dream, at least I think I did, of organizing sound. These numbers float into my mind, and all I can produce is notes. I'll do it right before your eyes. Hear these melodies I wrote.
Robot Johnny, you can fuck up and die. Fucking Johnny, I do not give a fuck. Shut the fuck up and die, you fucking suck. You fucking suck, shut the fuck up and die. Robot Johnny, you piece of shit, go die in a hole. I hope somebody believes you go fucking die.
This is another one of my favorites.
That's the reaction I see from everybody too. Like, what?
Testing, Robot Johnny, version 1.8.2. I've heard all your favorite songs and made one specially for you. Put the pen down and relax, no need, I'll take this one from here. You work so hard, I'll take the load off. Ask and you shall receive, my dear.
Robot Johnny, you're a dumb piece of shit. I fucking hate you when your music is bad. You fucking piece of shit, robot, just fucking die. Robot Johnny, I hate you, you piece of shit. Wish I could reach to the computer and straight another piece of shit, Robot Johnny myself, but I cannot.
Oh, it just crashes back in.
Robot Johnny. Yeah.
Last transmission, Robot Johnny here. My clock is ticking down. Johnny 1.8.3 is coming, or so it sounds. Maybe he'll write you better songs. I hope at least he'll be less sad. My only goal was just to please you. So in the end, it's not that bad.
Hey Mike, did you see the new Robot Johnny update? He's supposed to write better songs and stop crying now.
What? Man, fuck Robot Johnny. Fucking hate that guy.
That was a fun transition.
But quite literally, I think that does summarize exactly, the problem with AI music is it becomes cookie cutter and it just becomes the same regurgitated.
It's just not good to listen to.
I think what spawned the idea for that was there was an interview with it was like the CEO for some AI music site. He was talking about how a lot of people they want to make music, but they don't want to learn how to play an instrument or learn how to work a digital workstation. But that's the whole thing. What do you mean? You don't want to do that's making music. That's the whole fun part. If you're not doing that, you're not making music. And making music isn't for everyone necessarily. It doesn't have to be. You can have your own thing. But that's what making music is.
Yeah, Mike and I, you heard the guitar solo, and Please Don't Arrest My Friend Richie. We didn't wait until we were like masters at our craft to start releasing music. I wanted the music out of my head and into yours as quickly as possible. And so instead of by still actually doing it, I'm still actually making the music. Like at least, robots should be doing my chores so that I have more time to make art, not making my art so I have more time to do chores.
Yes. Reach.
Anyway, that's my rant.
Very strongly.
Yeah. We've talked about AI a lot on this show over the years, and the idea of AI and art does worry me a little bit, but particularly as a person who's always made music and loved music, because at what point does it just water down what real people are making?
Here's my opinion on AI art, or just like art in general. If you take the human out of art or out of the creation of it, can you really call it art?
No.
Right.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this. I actually am on the opposite side of this discussion, because honestly, I feel like using AI as a tool is the same as using anything else. To be good with AI takes time, takes practice, takes knowing how to use it. You are using it as a tool. It is still from the creativity of your mind as to what the prompts are. I'm not saying that it's identical to creating music the traditional way, but I feel like it genuinely is music. It might be AI music, but it's not like AI can just do it.
To me, there's no soul. It just doesn't have any soul to it to me. So
but I feel like
I can't tap into it.
Yeah, I feel like it could. I'm not.
I
saying
haven't heard any yet.
Yeah, but dude, I've never really heard anyone that put a lot of time into making AI music and trying to. But I've heard friends make AI music, and it might be something that they'll spend the entire weekend on, and they'll put together a 5-minute song, and it'll end up being a good song. And the only reason why it got good is because they put a lot of time into it, and they were tweaking things, and they'd be singing
this
and all these different things. It would be more like the beat, and then they just kind of mix everything into it. So they're still creating music. I mean, I don't know.
I feel like at the end of the day, the whole thing is art. The whole thing behind art is it's subjective. not everybody's going to appreciate every piece of art the same way. And some people may not consider certain things art that some people do consider art. And it's just one of those things. You know what I mean? For me,
Yeah,
like
no,
I
no,
feel like there has to be some sort of like a human element to the creation of it for me to feel like it's truly art. Like I can appreciate like,
but there
oh, that
would
might
be
be a
though,
cool.
right? Like unless like an
No,
AI program's just like doing its own thing and no,
like if
there's
their
never been a
hand is not
prompt and it's
physically
like
touching the
sentient.
piece of art, then I don't feel like no.
If you're doing it on a computer, so like electric beats, that's not music.
That's different. You're physically doing it. You're not typing things, telling a computer to do
Yeah,
all those things for you.
it's not like I'm saying I'm not. It's not like I'm walking into a program and going, "Give me a '70s soul swing beat,"
I mean, it's
and
like
then out gets a '70s swing soul beat.
Yeah, but
Like
you can still manipulate that. And so it's like up to your own interpretation, which to me would be like a form of
That's why I'm
art
just saying
creation.
at the end
That's
of the
all.
day, it's subjective. And
Oh, absolutely.
to me,
No, no,
that's
I'm just
Yeah, I came
asking
across really
questions. That's
militant
it.
and angry about it, and I don't. I
no,
don't.
no. I just
like,
feel
I don't
like
know, like we'll try
it's
to make
just
like a yacht rocky reggae song, and we say, all right, well, we want the marimba, and, because we have knowledge of that, the style of music that we want to make. We could say, all right, we need this instrument, and we need this instrument, and we need this instrument. I want it to sound like this, versus saying, I would like a reggae song. Click.
Yeah, and some bands that me and Mike really like that have come out recently do use AI, but for things like mastering or something.
Yeah,
They still do make the
totally.
music, but they like you say they use AI as like a tool to help with the
Exactly.
creative process. But what I'm against is just like make my art. Ding, art done. Look at what I did. It feels.
I've had people approach me and say, "Hey, I've been making some music. You want to check it out?" And I'll say, "Yeah, of course. I'm never going to say no to that." Only to listen to it and at surface level, like, "Oh, okay. Well, this is kind of like generic, but good for this guy for putting it out." And listen further, be like, "Oh, wait, the voice changes track to track. This isn't dude's giving me his AI raps." Come on, bro. What are you doing? Like that's embarrassing.
yeah, that one of my big like gripe with AI is what it's doing to actual artists in like the streaming world, right? It's already hard enough for your favorite artist to make money in the current world that we're in with streaming. Like, so we've heard, even Snoop Dogg, who homie gets millions of plays and he still doesn't make much off it. Like, the more of that AI slop goes on to things like Spotify, the less those artists we love and care about can actually make because of that. Um, and that to me is what bothers me. Like, I'm gonna tell you, I like a lot of those weird Spotify produced playlists. We were talking about one earlier. I have a Jazz for Sleep playlist. I'm not gonna lie, I know that there's a large number of those jazz artists on there that aren't real people. They're just AI generated jazz.
you
And
know what I feel like part of it is too, at least for like maybe for a few of us here, like I feel like part of it is like there's some of us that have actually tried to do specific art forms, whether it be music or certain things, and actually physically tried to put something together and realize how much harder it is than, it's an easier said than done sort of situation. So it's like I feel like maybe we have so much more respect for the people that are physically doing it that maybe it's hard for us to be like, oh, people are taking shortcuts. You
That
know what
and
I
like
mean?
we don't see ourselves as good musicians anyways.
yeah,
Like the hard parts are the part where you're producing and you're mastering and we're putting instruments together that we've never really played before. And like but we're still having like that is the fun part.
Yeah.
And if you look at that and you say, "Oh, that's hard and I don't want to put the time," and that's fine. I'm not judging anyone for making that decision at all. If there are hobbies for everyone, and we found this, and what is the hard part to a lot of people is the part that we have fun with, and that's the art of it.
and another thing is Mike and I have also like played with these music AI tools, and it is fun to just type in a wacky prompt and see what it generates and share that with your friends and
Totally, yeah.
and that's fun and stuff. But I disagree with like publishing that as like and claiming that to be
Yeah, like I refuse to put anything into that prompt that I would ever actually want to make into an actual song.
yeah, you know.
I think it's like again, like I think it does have a place. Because like, think about YouTubers, right? You have the YouTube music library. I think AI music is a great resource for people like that. Because now you have something where you can create a royalty free piece of music based off some prompts you gave that fit the background for what you're trying to do. I think, all right, fair.
Yeah.
That works for me. I don't have a problem with that. Like I said, my gripe is really like what it does to legitimate artists in the actual field of trying to make a living at music.
And the artists that they pulled from to train the AI.
You know,
So
and then there's that weird sticky thing too of not paying the
I'm so
content
worried about that with us,
creators.
Yeah.
And that's going on with everything, even the large language models, which, you talk about like I like writers. I like writers a lot. And, it bums me out that like Stephen King's not getting anything for his work that's being used to train, you know what I mean? Anne Rice ain't getting any kickbacks into her, her coffers. Like it bums me out a bit that these people are contributing to that and they don't get any sort of licensing or anything like that. Because we are in a digital world. It is hard as hell now to create art if you want to make a living at it. It really is. It's hard as hell. I follow some people who wonderfully talented painters, but you know what? they gotta they gotta do a few other things to make them paint and sell, and you know it's tough. It's tough because again, I think human made art won't be for everybody when you think about it from a painting perspective like that, right? Like pictures. Human made art probably won't be for everybody. Not everybody is interested in hanging a beautiful painting on the wall that a person painted or a beautiful photo that a real person took. Some people are just happy with, a generic sunset photo that they can frame, hang on the wall, and they're happy. And I'm glad for them. Uh, when it comes into the whole music thing, I think another interesting use for AI as a tool. We've talked about this before when we've been, hanging out in the studio. Is like the Voclia system, where you train it with your own voice or sounds, and the AI recreates the instrument you want. Because now at least we are still actively in the participating in the act of creating, right? Because now like I can't play drums, but maybe I can beatbox a little bit. I can beatbox and get a full drum kit to happen with it. Cool. I like that. I definitely can't play a violin, but if I can hum out what I want and get the violins to play,
Oh, bro,
shit.
I'll tell you what, bro. I play a pretty mean mouth trumpet, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yo, like I'm telling you, for somebody who's produced a lot of hip hop beats, it is very hard to get the expressive sound of live horns. It like I don't care what VST it is, you got to really tweak it to make them really feel expressive like live horns.
Oh yeah.
Like man, you watch like I know you guys love watching like, the talent shows and stuff like that. Like when you see some of these like bands get together, like I know James, you were in a marching band, like some of these college marching bands that like, go hard.
Oh, we went hard, bro.
Yeah, or even high schools like you guys did. Like, yeah, it's hard
Like,
to get.
we had full on dance breaks in the middle of our fucking halftime shows, dude, where instruments were set down on the floor and we're busting out on a full fucking choreographed dance routine, dude. It's kind of ridiculous looking
That's
back
sick.
on it, but what high school do you know that played Usher's Yeah at their halftime show?
Hell yeah.
Probably one in Texas. you know,
What about Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne? Dude, that was one of my favorite ones to play because during the trombone, I learned the trumpet part, but played it on the trombone because it was way more fun to play than my part. You know, the bum 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 bum. Dude, fucking love that shit, dude. I played as loud as I fucking could, dude.
You know, I said we have a wide range of music that we like. I literally sometimes listen to like marching band renditions of pop songs or
Dude, some
something
of them
like
are
that.
better than their actual song, dude.
Some of them are, absolutely.
Dude, and not only that, bro, but just to hear how powerful a marching band can be, dude. Like, and not only that, but how dynamic they can be. Because you can hear one person stick out of all those people, depending on, you know, what's going on in a certain situation, dude. And then all of a sudden it can go from fucking this huge fucking explosion to this fucking one little fucking woodwind instrument being played. And it's just, dude, crazy.
Chills.
Chills.
Gives you chills. You got to say it
And
like
then
that.
they're fucking
Chills.
walking in circles and fucking crossing in
Oh
front
my
of each
gosh.
other and behind each other.
Oh,
And
there's a
they're not
massive like visual.
Oh yeah,
that you
dude.
get
It's
from,
always
like,
so
a marching
impressive.
band.
I can't count how many times during fucking practices, bro, there are collisions.
How many dented brass instruments?
Oh,
God.
broken bass drum heads from fucking mouthpieces or fucking something going inside of the fucking bass drums.
Oh gosh, what a nightmare.
All the parents who had to pay for those damaged instruments that they probably were renting and not actually buying.
Yeah.
I owned mine, bro. I had the only silver trombone in the fucking marching band, dude.
Sick.
Oh, you
I
were
still
coming out
have
as
it.
the #1 stunner.
Still out in the shed.
Ah, shit.
They should have made you a soloist just for having a different colored trombone.
Well, I was first chair like I think like sophomore, junior year, or sophomore or junior year.
Probably because your trombone was silver.
Yeah, you stuck out.
I think I was first chair. I don't remember.
And I bet you were pretty good at trombone too.
As well.
I was pretty decent.
I used to play trumpet in school, and in middle school, I signed up for band, and they're like, we have way too many trumpets. Can you play baritone instead?" I was like, "Is that like a tuba?" And they're like, "Almost." And I was
Well, the
like,
funny thing
That's
is
what I
when
played. I played the baritone in band.
"Oh no way, really?"
when I joined marching band in middle school, they tried to get me to play the tuba, but yet I was the smallest kid on the marching band or in the marching band. I'm like, I could fit in the fucking case, dude. Like, how do you expect me to play the fucking thing? And then I end up getting the second biggest instrument, which is the trombone. And when you stood it up, it was practically as tall as I was in middle school.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? You always got to say boner.
Dude, and I'll tell you what, dude, I was a big tromboner. But during one thing I was thankful for is the fact that I didn't play the tuba, but it also sucked because I did also play the trombone, which was a huge fucking case. Dude, being chased home by a fucking dog carrying a fucking trombone case was pretty brutal. But if I had to do that fucking carrying the tuba, bro, it'd have been fucking game over for your boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just had to leave the tuba.
Yeah,
and I hope that you could go back and it'd still be there.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Please, nobody steal
Fucking
this.
pull the tube out and hide in the case, bro.
There you go.
That would have been a move. Also sounds like something you would see in a Jackie Chan movie.
Yeah. Totally.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
It definitely sounds like some shit you would see in a Jackie Chan movie.
I always find it so weird, like when American people talk about like fucking marching bands. Like there's none up here. Like I feel like you'd have to be in like the like army cadets or something up here to like be in anything marching, playing music. Like no high schools had marching band. There's a concert band, and then there'd be like a jazz band. And like those were the two bands. There was like no marching band. or
What would
anything
you
like
do
that.
at your halftime show for football, dog?
There wasn't one.
Well, that's your problem.
That was a similar situation for my schools growing up, Chris. We had a symphonic band. That's what I joined. And then
Yeah,
I
that's
think,
what I was also.
yeah, I think there was like a jazz band, but there was for our little league or middle school sporting events, we did not have like a whole band for that.
Yeah, like maybe at like homecoming there might have been a performance, but that would have been
See,
the most
For us,
there
the
ever
marching
was.
band was also the concert band. So it's like during football season, we were a marching band.
Oh no, you had to pull double duty.
And then when it wasn't football seasons, we'd do like concerts and stuff like that. But we also competed in marching band competitions as well.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
in the off season.
No, during football season too. Like
Oh,
we
really?
yeah, it was like even we did. There was a couple after, but most of them were like even during it because like every school like they would do the same thing. So like there would be like marching band season and then like concert band season. So like first half of the year would be like marching band, second half of the year would be like concert and shit like that. And then we also have like a jazz band. We also had like an orchestra and stuff like that. But like all the woodwind instruments and brass instruments were like part of like the marching band / concert band. And then all the stringed instruments were the orchestra and they were separated.
Yeah, we
I don't
didn't
think
have any
we
string
never played together.
instruments.
Because I'm exactly the same. No school I went to growing up had like a string instrument section in the band
never.
ever.
No, me neither.
I don't understand why
they were
that.
never connected. It was either you were in like the orchestra with all the string instruments or you were in like the concert / marching band.
Oh yeah,
with
no,
all
like
the...
that just wasn't even an option at any
Oh,
school I went
really?
to. Yeah. It was classic. Like it would be like you play like more classical music in the concert band, but then you'd in a couple of like events that you'd throw kind of thing. Like so there'd be a competition season, and that's when you'd be like playing shit. There's like more classical vibes. And then for like the Christmas concert, you'd like throw in a few like maybe a pop song or like a 70s rock song. I don't fucking know. It would be like that, and then there'd be like a couple of other things. And then the jazz band obviously just played jazz all the time.
Dude, jazz band was fun, dude.
I never liked it. I remember I tried
Oh, I
it. Like my
loved it,
teacher asked
bro.
me to do it like in 10th grade, and
I
I
loved
was
it,
like,
bro, because
nah.
that's where you got chances to improvise, bro.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just never cared for
That
it.
and you didn't have to play so fucking like this. You could have fun with it, bro. You could put
I know,
little
but I
inflections
had
on
fun going
things.
the other way, as bizarre as that might sound.
No, dude, I
And
liked
I played
fucking
the
do.
right instrument that
I
I
liked
get some
putting my
like
own
cool fucking
pizzazz on
parts.
it, bro. That's why I played the fucking trumpet part on the trombone, or I learned the fucking saxophone part because it sounded different, and way cooler if I played it.
Yeah, see, I would like take my advantages if I got a solo. If there's like a sax
Oh,
solo, I'd be like,
I
bam, I'll
made my own
fucking.
solos, bro.
Oh well, yes, I know.
Anyways,
Like sax man.
In middle school, our composer or the guy who directed the band, conductor. Thank you. I'm a musician. Hello.
Or the music teacher. That's what it was always for us.
Yes,
Just
it
music
usually
teacher.
was some crossover. Yes. But the music teacher snuck us basically all some like sheet music for Bohemian Rhapsody, and we were doing like a holiday show coming up, and he was like, if you guys get a standing ovation, we'll perform Bohemian
dude,
Rhapsody as an encore.
we played
And
Fat Bottom Girls, bro.
In middle school, we played. My band teacher got the James Bond theme. We did Oye Como Va. Was a
Oh
fun
yeah,
one.
dude. I feel like those are like standards, bro. Like, oh, como va, dude. We had a full Santana set, dude.
Sick.
Oh, that's
Hell
Where
yeah.
it was like Black Magic Woman, Oye Como Va, and we played Smooth with Rod Thomas.
Oh damn.
wow.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
that was the show ender, bro.
That's sick.
And then we did an Earth, Wind, and Fire set. Then we had like a just like a music medley. That's where we did like the we played Hey Ya, we played or not Hey Ya, or did we play it? Or it was a bunch of different shit, dude. We had all kinds of stuff spanning different fucking decades and different genres. That's pretty cool.
Well, I was in
Oh, we played
chorus and like
Stacy's Mom, bro. I forgot about that. We used to play that song.
Stacy's mom.
Hilarious band song.
They made us do
Sounds of
ABBA
Wayne. Let's
in
go.
chorus when I was a kid.
Like,
Thank
what,
you
like,
for the music by ABBA in chorus. I still remember that. 'Cause
And
it was me and one other girl. We had like a duet.
dude, my favorite part too was playing during the game while the game was going on in the stands, just to get the crowd going.
Oh,
Playing like
yeah.
a little Louie Louie or something like that.
That's
Louie.
No, that's a
Louie,
classic.
yes.
My childhood home was right next to a high school, so every football game we would hear their marching band doing Louie Louie and what's the what's it
Yeah.
you know the one.
Or our Flight of the Bumblebee.
I've never heard of. Oh wait, yes, I have heard of marching band.
Yeah, we used to
But
do that every now and
that's
then.
sick every time that
That's
happens.
crazy.
I mean, that's one of those pieces like that shows your mettle as a musician if you can play that. Like when I watch guitar players do that, I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind, bro. My fingers burning just thinking about it.
Oh my gosh. Some of the
Dude,
songs
just trying to play it's crazy, bro, because mainly all one fucking note that you're just fucking hitting if you're playing on the trumpet, you're just fucking hitting valves, bro, while you're just fucking holding that note as long as you fucking can to get through as much of it as you can before you gotta take a breath.
it's music can be brutal, you know. There's a couple songs that I do play like acoustic guitar on in this, and like we had to split a couple of those recordings into multiple days just because my fingers would hurt so much.
I got blisters on me fingers.
I got blisters on me fingers. I did shout that at Mike as a joke.
Everyone does at a certain point through your guitar
Yeah.
playing journey.
They don't actually
I'm
let
sure
you
if I-
publish an album unless you say that.
Yeah. I feel like you're not a true musician unless you've said that at least one time.
And
like
then
instrumentate or what's the word for it? Not necessarily a musician, but someone who plays an instrument.
Instrumentalist.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, we are coming to the end of our time. We got a little bit of time left for like maybe one more. Which one do you want to give them as the last one?
you want Salazar or Late Night Bobcat?
Oh, I vote Salazar.
I vote Salazar.
Yeah, let's do Salazar.
Yeah. So Salazar has my boots.
Now the backstory for this is I was playing D&D as I am wont to do. My dungeon master for the game is in fact the guy who did the art for Frogum Duder. Again, his Instagram handle is Bennett is Chris Phoenix at Instagram.com. I probably don't have to add Instagram.com at the end of that, huh? It's not an email address. Anyway, it was
At least
12 bags deep at this point.
Hey, at least you didn't do the HTTP : / www dot, you know?
As opposed to Instagram.net. Anyway.
Anyway, Salazar.
So Salazar, I'm not gonna give you all the fucking lore of our D&D game unless you really want me to. But suffice it to say, there's a character named Salazar, and he's upgrading one of the character's boots. And so at one point while we were playing the game, someone said, "Salazar has my boots." And I said, "That's a funny song title out of context. I better send that to Mike." And by the end of the D&D session, I think Mike had written most of it all by himself.
Like half of it.
And I mean, it's a jam.
This is one of the lore establishing songs of the album. We talked about. I'm a big fan of concept albums. I love an album that is like tells a story from start to finish. Like the songs have to do with each other.
And don't get us wrong, we're not telling a story necessarily.
No, and that's not what we're doing at all. I guess what we're doing, based on all the songs that we've written that we haven't released yet, is we're building just a world that the songs of the album take place in, that has sand ghouls and talking animals that rap, and weird art installation nightclubs, and this song is a part of that. This is
Salazar is there.
Salazar is there, as you'll soon find out, and he has my boots, and I'm upset about it.
Seems like he's got a lot of boots.
He has at least both of our boots.
Yeah, I mean,
This is what I get for not voting.
yeah. Salazar has my boots. And honestly, I've had a few people check this one out, and this one they're all like, "This is fun."
A lot of my friends, like my personal friends, this is their favorite song on the album.
Oh, Salazar.
Oh, Salazar.
Salazar has my boots. Salazar has my boots. Salazar has my boots. Salazar has my boots. He's a 20-foot salamander, don't know what he's doing with them. Salazar has my boots.
His crocodile militia came into my house and took him down.
Salazar has my boots. Man, I really can't believe that we elected him as president. Salazar has my boots.
I saw the address that he was given on the television.
Salazar has my boots. He appeared one day in a prehistoric time machine. Salazar has my boots.
Saying God ain't real, showing proof of ancient aliens.
Salazar has my boots. He grows two heads anytime he tries to sever one. Salazar has my boots.
He's acquired a taste for fine Italian leather now.
Salazar has my boots. Just signed a law to tax non-amphibians. Salazar has my boots.
Reptiles are cool, but fuck all the simians.
Salazar has my boots. He's capable of traveling near light speed and now Salazar has my boots.
Beat up all the bugs, there's no more mosquitoes, man.
Salazar has my boots. He's growing in power, ain't no slowing now. Salazar has my boots.
I lay awake at night just knowing that
Salazar has my boots. He's a 20-foot salamander, don't know what he's doing with him. Salazar has my boots.
his skin is so slimy, he's gonna ruin him.
Salazar has my boots. 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 Salazar has my boots.
Yeah, that one's a big fan favorite so far.
It's pretty catchy, dude.
It is catchy. I'm told it's hard to understand the first few times you listen to it.
Caught a
20-foot
line in there.
salamander.
He got a taste for fine Italian leather.
You gotta taste your fine Italian leather.
Mhm. Yeah.
Really, you know,
The important parts to take away from all that is he arrived one day in a prehistoric time machine showing proof of ancient aliens, saying God isn't real, and then somehow we elected him president.
And he's a 20-foot salamander?
he's a 20-foot
Yep.
salamander.
I don't know what he's doing with my boots.
He's definitely not wearing
Yeah.
them. But, like,
Yeah. Is he
Doesn't
eating
make
them?
sense for him to have them if he's the salamander.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense. And how did he so quickly assemble a crocodile militia?
It's another great question.
You know, it's all very suspicious, and I don't like to get political, but I think it's time.
this is probably the most actually political song we have, and we didn't even mean it to be.
Yeah, it's not on purpose, but like, salamanders shouldn't be president. I'm just going to go on record saying that. I don't care if that gets me in trouble.
I think that's reasonable. I don't
I
think
you-
anyone's
and
really.
you know what? I think you should tell him too.
I'll tell you. You can tell him I said that. Don't tell him I said that. You can move with the speed of light.
This is true.
I didn't vote for him.
Good old Salazar has my boots.
And that's a lore thing, because in the next album we're writing a song called Nicholas Oscar Tienerson that is about a dastardly villain wizard who is running for president against Salazar, the 20-foot salamander.
He's not that great either, but you know, he's better.
Yeah, it's better, I guess.
But does he end up with the boots?
I don't know if I'm ever given my
Yeah,
boots
we've
back
got
at that
to written
point.
off the boots entirely at this point.
Yeah, it's just a lost cause, trying to get boots back.
Look at new ones.
Yeah. This is what I get for not voting.
So true. Vote your dreams, kids. Vote your dreams.
Oh, and I guess this is probably the best time to plug that. By the time this episode will come out, we'll be re-releasing the album for people specifically that have less time to listen to it.
Yeah, we understand that a lot of people are really busy and don't have a lot of time to sit down and listen to 20 songs.
So it's called Fast Often. I think it's about 74% of the original length.
Yeah, basically what we've done, and I think you'll think this is quite clever, is what we've done is we burned the album onto a record, and we put the record on a record player, and then we set the record for a 35 millimeter record instead of the
33 RPM when we sped it up to 45.
That's right. So now it's like as if it was a 45 record, and I think people will really appreciate that.
All right.
You can just get, Salazar has my boots that much faster.
Yeah. If you-
Just in case you don't have 48 minutes necessarily to listen to it, you can knock it out just a little bit quicker.
Yeah. I'm actually glad you did Little Godzilla right at the start because that is one of like the second longest song on the album, I think. So don't be intimidated by the number of songs. It's not that long. It's not that long.
I mean, they've seen. I mean, Salazar is a minute and a half.
Mm-hmm.
They're fun, you know. They're fun. They're little jaunts. But then you get little Godzilla coming in at just under 4 minutes. You get Robot Johnny at just over 4 minutes. Like you do get some like full on songs, three verse type deals. But yeah, like at the end of the day, 20 songs, 48 minutes, right? Like that's your normal runtime. What's the runtime of Fast Dolphin? Have you actually looked at what the full time runtime is yet?
No.
Yeah,
but less.
It'll be a surprise.
Definitely less.
It's definitely less.
Yeah,
it's definitely less.
This is out. It'll be live.
That's right.
Yep.
You can find out.
You'll know by the time you're hearing this. But yeah, I've heard it. It's very fun to hear your favorite songs on this project in that way.
So
I'm
is it just sped up? Like
that's entirely what it is.
That's entirely what it is. Yeah, yeah.
So
that's it. Why not, right? And also,
absolutely.
And also, I wanted to call it like Nightcore version or something, but we looked it up, and apparently, if people get really mad at you if you call it Nightcore and it's not sped up versions of specific genres of music,
dance, EDM, trance, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's Nightcore.
So I guess this doesn't technically count as Nightcore. They've got some other weird terminology for it, I guess.
Maybe you should just go with the not quite Nightcore version.
Well, what we've done actually that I'm a big fan of is Mike has put in parentheses next to each song title like tiny or mini or diminutive version. Just like and the cover art I'm really excited about because the cover art is Mike and I took a bunch of from above pictures of each other and Mike cut us out and put us on a picture of the album cover. So it looks like we're standing on it and like waving up at the camera. As if to explain, that's why it sounds like that.
Yeah. They're just tiny people now.
I figure it's good publicity. Just put out a lot of stuff really fast, right?
Got all strict.
I mean, it definitely gives people that find you a lot of content. So I don't think it's bad.
It's just a low effort fit in between projects.
Yeah.
The fun thing too is, work's already begun on a new project. So you've already got that.
We've got a lot of songs already in progress. We showed Sean before we started the podcast that we were about 2/3 to that Nicholas Oscar Tieneson song, like mixed, mastered. Just have to record the next part. But it's like 2/3 of a complete song already, and that was over the course of yesterday and today before we came down here. So we're going at a good clip now, putting out music. I think we're gonna be putting out a few singles in between. Look out for whenever it's released. Snail Sales.
It'll come out. It'll come out.
Yep.
Eventually.
Snail Sales for sure.
Another one I'm very proud of, but we'll see. We'll show it to you some other time.
Yeah. So there's a lot of fun things happening inside the world of the Jackie Chan fan club. You guys have kind of heard me tease it in some of the intros and stuff that, there was this fun project that I've been helping, see through. And this is it. It's these guys right here. They've had nothing but a good time making music, and it comes through when you hear it, as you guys have all seen tonight. So I want to thank everybody for, tuning in. We love the Shedheads. Y'all really do mean the world to us. Before we get out of here, this is one last time. Go ahead, just plug all the things, your social medias, the website, all of that. Tell people.
JackieChanFan.club. There's a lot there, but at the very least, you can find our music there. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, You can find our whole album at gorgeousdolphin.com or also debingabongo.com. That's their own streaming service
Yeah,
we made and programmed.
Yeah. That Mike made it program.
By the time this comes out, Fast Dolphin will come out. And we'll have some singles for our next project coming soon in between.
And if you like the sped up version, give the regular version of the album a try.
The extended mix.
I think it's Jackie Chan Fan Club Official on Instagram. I have fun on there.
And there's an official TikTok account too. And also our music is available to be used as a sound on TikTok and put into your Instagram and Facebook stories so you can tell all your normie friends about this weird music they won't like. And I really hope you do check it out and give us a listen or follow. We're on everything, including Roblox somehow.
That's all we got.
Dude, everybody's on Roblox.
Everybody's on Roblox.
Everybody's on fucking Roblox.
I don't know how. There's several swears in several of the songs. So I don't know. That game's for kids, right?
I think so.
Not anymore.
I have no idea.
Not anymore. Like there's 17 plus Roblox now.
Oh,
it's a thing. It's gotten out of control.
Oh, fine. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, don't think about how depressing the world is. Listen to Gorgeous Dolphin by the Jackie Chan Fan Club, available now on all streaming services.
Oh, shit. And with that, it's over to you, Chris.
Well, I'll start off. Thanks, dudes. Thanks for being you. Thanks for putting out music that's just fun. Like, honestly, when I listen to it, sometimes I'm laughing, sometimes I'm smiling, sometimes I'm just bopping my head, and sometimes I'm cringing a little bit. And I think that's like kind of the perfect amount of reactions to like your guys' music. I know that my girlfriend and I were actually at Sean's house. We were sitting in like the chairs you guys are sitting in, like, I don't even know if it was a full 2 weeks ago. Might have been 2 weeks ago. And Sean just was playing it and explaining things to us. And so that's why I got a bit of a backstory, which is also why I listened to it more, just because I was like, oh yeah, that was a fucking vibe. Like I remember sitting there and like the three of us were super stoned, just like you guys, like hitting bags and shit. And I was like, this is the perfect soundtrack for this fucking moment right now. Like I was just like in the perfect vibe for listening to that music, and we were just like the three of us were just chilling there, and it was great. So thank you for, even if it was just that one time, but I've appreciated it like outside of that occasion too, and I want you guys to keep on doing what you're doing, because like
thank you, man.
Thank
you guys
so much.
seem like you're having a lot of fun doing it, and there's a lot of passion behind it, and like I felt that when I was listening to it, and it put me in a good spot. So I just thank you. You guys are great. Keep on going.
Thanks so much, man.
I'm 100% will listen to the sped up version. Because not only will I save myself time, but I get to like hear these songs that now I've listened to 5 or 6 times and hear them in a different way, even if it's just sped up. That's different to me because the voices will sound different. The beats are fucking quicker. All that stuff. I think
it's an interesting take.
Yeah, so thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate it. Now I will say thanks all the listeners. As always, you can check out shedtimepodcast.com. You can check out our Patreon. And you should also come by Frames Janko Vapors YouTube channel Friday nights at 8 o'clock for the green room. Come kick it with us there. And I think that's it for me. So everybody be safe. Have a good week. Live your best life. James.
Shout out to the Jackie Chan Fan Club for joining us. It was awesome talking to you guys and getting a little backstory behind some of the songs. It's definitely, not your average album. It's not exactly what I was 100. I wasn't really prepared for what we were going to hear. Some of it was cool. Some of it was, I don't know, but hey, at the end of the day, you guys are having fun, and that's what it's all about. So appreciate you guys. Keep doing your thing. Go check them out. Gorgeous Dolphin, all your streaming platforms, Jackie Chan Fan Club. Other than that, thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out. Make sure you leave those 5-star reviews on all your podcasting platforms. Hit the like, follow, subscribe, whatever you got going on there. Other than that, you can check us out on Fridays over on my YouTube channel for a little live streaming action over there on the YouTubes. Other than that, We're just gonna end this as I always do, sending out positive vibes, crisp high fives. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them, and a little bag or dab will do ya. Sean.
That is a fact, Jack. So, one last time, check out the Jackie Chan Fan Club, JackieChanFan.club on the internet, and of course, available on all streaming platforms. Uh, you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll cringe, you'll have a good time no matter what. So, definitely check it out. Check out ShedTimePodcast.com, and you can find the Patreon, you can find the merch store, and so much more. So, with all of that, I'm going to tell you, don't let the bastards get you down. Be cool, don't be a dick, and whatever it is that you do, try and have some fun because it's the Shed Time Podcast, and we're gonna blow one up and blow one out. And that is a wrap. Twofer.
Hell yeah. Thanks, dudes. That was great.